The 6th day of July 2026 it is. Good afternoon. A warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News. On this broadcast, Ol Kalou campaigns enter the final stretch. We have a whole team there ready to give us the latest. And also in the FIFA World Cup, remember, World Cup iko KBC. We're talking about Brazil and Mexico out of the FIFA World Cup after being kicked out by Norway and England. Portugal and Spain tonight and 10. That and much, much more. Welcome. My name is Njue. Anne Wangeshi is my co-anchor on the sign language interpretation. Let's begin with some politics, where a section of Orange Democratic Movement ODM party leaders in Nairobi County has distanced itself from any planned demonstrations to commemorate July 7th, popularly known as Sabasaba, led by Nairobi County branch chairperson George Aladwa, noted that ODM is committed to a broad-based government.
Speaking in Nairobi, the Orange Democratic Movement party leaders, led by Makadara Member of Parliament George Aladwa, instructed their supporters to ignore any calls to demonstrate as part of the Sabasaba commemorations.
Sisi tulisema hatuna any issue kama ODM, na tulisema hatutaenda maandamano tena. Hiyo lazima ijulikane Kenya mzima na ulimwengu mzima. Hakuna mtu wa ODM atafanya maandamano. Hiyo ishasemwa na wakubwa wetu, na tushakubaliana kwamba hapa kwanza pa Nairobi hata kwa maandamano yote, hata in future hata kwa maandamano.
And the United Democratic Alliance Party, KBC County Administrator Caleb Ondieki, has dismissed claims of zoning in some regions ahead of the candidate selection under the broad-based government, saying the party will field candidates in all the political posts in 2027.
So wale mko na wasiwasi kwamba kuna mahali hatuwezi weka candidate wa chama tawala, nataka kuwahimiza kwamba nyinyi kujeni, jitokeze, tuungane pamoja, kwa sababu Kisii hapa the most single party ambao ni majority ni UDA, kwa sababu tuko na wajumbe wanne, na kufika mwaka wa 2027 tunaenda kuongeza hizo viti ziende hata juu.
And the Democratic Action Party of Kenya has intensified its grassroots registration exercise in Busia County in a move to strengthen its support base ahead of the 2027 general election. The party's Busia County Secretary General Solomon Onyango said the move also aims at popularizing the party's agenda among residents.
We have already put leaders, 24 leaders in each polling station. We have got 24 leaders in each ward, and 24 leaders on each sub-county. We are going to make sure that we facilitate those leaders and the officials at the polling station ward level to reach the grassroots, every person, and invite them to register in the party. In fact, from this morning, the numbers of people who are already registering is overwhelming.
Na ni matarajio yetu kwamba uchaguzi ujao tutapata elective positions karibu 80%.
Still in Busia, Teso North Member of Parliament Ol Kalou has urged the young people to steer off politics of incitement and violence, even as he condemned a section of leaders for engaging the unemployed youth in acts of violence for political gains. He was speaking at the National Youth Service Institute grounds at Chia Echakara during an empowerment program.
Tuna shida ambayo imetokea Busia kubwa sana. Vijana ambayo wako huko hawana kazi, lazima tutafute nafasi ya kuwasaidia hao. Na shida iliyoko ni kuwa tukiwawacha, uhuni na mambo ya gunism itaendelea. Na pia ni mbaya sisi kama viongozi kutumia vijana kwa njia hiyo. Badala ya hiyo tutafute njia ya empowerment kama hii.
Kamchemenza for Lunchtime News.
Very well, and to more politics, we now cross over to Ol Kalou, and I do understand that a number of government officials are already there to kickstart some projects and also officially launch some. My colleague Ray Manyara is on that bit. Ray, we understand a number of government officials are there. What more can you tell us?
Good afternoon to you, Ben Troy. Indeed, we're coming to you live from Narok County, and we're keeping tabs on activities around the county in the run-up towards the by-election that is slated for some time next week. Earlier on, we had also engaged various stakeholders, including residents of Ol Kalou, who are going to be getting access to clean energy. But as we speak right now, what you can see is a gathering of residents of Ol Kalou, especially women and those who are persons living with disabilities, with a call to have inclusion, not just in policy, but also in as far as, opportunities for work. And to just better paint this picture, let's have one of their representatives just highlight why they find that this is important in as far as social economic development is concerned. Hello, tuambie jina lako na mbona huu mkutano ni wa maana kwako?
Okay, my name's Honorable Joyce Monywa from Nyandarua County Assembly. For us, it's very important because when you have a disability, it does not mean that you are not included in the politics of the county. They are very important for the development, that anything that happens in the country, that we need to have persons with disability involved in every aspect of what is happening.
So from where you sit, what needs to be done to ensure that persons living with disabilities are fully included when it comes to policy making?
What it needs to be done is that to ensure that for everything, every activity that happens, that we have persons with disability in the midst and the table when decisions are being made. Like even right now when we are talking about politics, persons with disability needs to be in the politics, they need to agree on which leaders do they want. They need to agree on what is it that are the priorities, because no one else can be able to decide for you. As persons with disability, you need to be involved, and so that you're able to decide what is a priority.
Right. Very well said. That is just to paint the picture of what is currently happening in Ol Kalou, especially in Nyandarua County in the run-up to the by-elections. A lot is in the offing, including various projects that have been said to actually talk about social economic development, talking about energy, culture, as well as tourism. We'll continue keeping tabs on this particular situation on ground and bring you up to speed in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you, Broadcasting House.
Thank you, Ray Manyara, live from Nyandarua County, and also for engaging that person with disability, is because that is what is the agenda of the day: access to clean energy, including inclusion of persons with disabilities in matters governance and also politics as well. And I do understand that PS Petroleum Kelo Harsama, accompanied by Energy PS Alex Washira, are meeting residents there for that rollout. Remember, it's phase one. More of that in our subsequent bulletin. But moving on, President William Ruto has assented to the Central Bank of Kenya Amendment Bill 2026 and the Parliamentary Pensions Amendment Bill 2023 at State House, Nairobi. The CBK Act of 2026 ushers in sweeping reforms aimed at strengthening CBK's capacity to safeguard financial stability, while the Parliamentary Pensions Act 2023 brings reforms that align the parliamentary pension framework with the Constitution and extend benefits to both members of the National Assembly and the Senate. Elsewhere, at least 44 houses have been destroyed in a devastating fire that swept through Rongai's town in Kajiado County, leaving dozens of families homeless and counting heavy losses. The affected families lost all their belongings and are now appealing to relevant agencies for urgent humanitarian assistance as they struggle to rebuild their lives. Residents have blamed the extent of the destruction on the delayed response by firefighting teams and are now calling on the Kajiado County government to improve emergency response services and upgrade road networks to ensure quicker access during disasters.
Hakuna chochote ilibaki hapa. Watu walichomekewa, watoto hawana uniform, hawana anything ya kwenda hata shule on Monday. Wazazi hakuna kitu wako nacho. Hivi venye unavyoona moto iliwaka kila mahali, hakuna kitu iliweza kuokolewa.
Tunahitaji msaada wa dharura. Tuko na watoto wamelala nje. Tuko na watoto wanateseka. Kitu uniforms nini, vitu za shule hakuna kitu niliokoa. Vitu zote ziliisha kabisa na moto. Tunaomba msaada wa dharura.
Rongai imeenea kuwa a sub county, na kama tunaendelea kuwa sub county is very shameful on our side, na ni kitu ambayo ni frustrating kwa sababu hatuna gari ya zimamoto. So mimi ningeomba county government watilie mkazo, waweze kununua gari ya mzimamoto na waweze kutengeneza mabarabara.
Moving on, religious leaders have been challenged to go beyond preaching the gospel and take a more active role in promoting national unity, peaceful coexistence and responsible citizenship as Kenyans prepare for the 2027 general elections. According to Reverend Father Dominic Musau of the Catholic Diocese of Machakos, the church has a critical responsibility of guiding the country through the increasingly divisive political season. Father Musau urged fellow clerics to use their pulpits to address real-life issues affecting society, including political intolerance, youth empowerment, family values, and responsible leadership. He made the remarks in Kamango Village, Masinga constituency during the retirement celebration of Titus Utungo, who served as secretary of the parish council at the Thai parish in the Catholic Diocese of Machakos.
This is a period whereby everybody is going his way and the divisions have come up in families, on tribal basis, on political parties. We pray for our nation, Kenya. We pray that we may have the proper leadership. We pray for our leaders. As you come to us citizens, may you preach peace. And as we citizens, as we propose, as we plan to make our voting, can we be very sensible? Can we be human? Can we respect one another? Let us make peaceful elections and let everybody be responsible.
Naomba tuwe na unyenyekevu wananchi, tutafute umoja wa wao na tusiwe na kuongea maneno ambayo inatugawanyisha kama wananchi.
Now, 3 people cheated death on Monday morning after their vehicle was hit by a cargo train engine in the Limuru railway crossing area. The driver of the vehicle, a canter, claims the train operator didn't hoot, as is the habit, to alert motorists who were on the railway crossing, and that the weather was also foggy. Residents are calling on the Kenya Railways Corporation and the Kiambu County Government to install a barrier that will control the traffic flow at the crossing section.
Hapa tumeona kuna riski mingi sana za magari mahali hapa, kwa sababu tunataka kitu inaitwa barrier. Wakati kulikuwa na chuma, accident kama hii ingetendeka, ni lori ilikuwa imebeba mikate, watu hawajaumia lakini mikate wameenda hasara. Ombi yetu kwa serikali ya Leli na serikali ya county, mtuangalilie mahali hapa, kwa sababu hata sisi wawekezaji mahali hapa na bodaboda, hata sisi tunaadhirika.
Kazi ya baria ilikuwa ya kufungia gari wakati gari ya moshi inapokuja, pande zote mbili gari zinafungiwa, zinasimamishwa mpaka hiyo train ipite kabisa.
Ambia hao watu leo ni kununua tu chai, mkati tuko nayo crate 4. Ni kununua tu chai.
To another tragedy where Mitumba traders in Machakos County are counting losses after fire raised down the Mitumba market on Sunday night. Police are investigating the cause of the fire that has left the traders with no source of livelihood. While the investigations are ongoing, the Machakos County government has promised to rebuild the market and to help traders restore their businesses. Former State House Chief of Staff Njue Kawaita, alongside other leaders, donated 250,000 shillings meant to cushion victims and urged the county to activate an emergency kitty for compensation.
Jana usiku kama saa 5 na karibu saa 6 tuliitwa hapa kwa Mitumba Machakos town. Tukaambiwa kuna moto na tukaja, na kwa kweli tukapata kwamba kuna moto mkubwa ambao umeshika karibu kila kona. So tukaanza kuzima, then moto kawa ni mwingi, tukatumana gari ya mavoko pia ikaja ili tuweze kusaidiana.
Gari ya maziwa moto ilikuja bila maji. Sasa tunasikitika sana ya kwamba Machakos County hawana gari ya maziwa moto. Gari zinatoka Mabokozi na kuja kutusaidia. Sasa nauliza Wabinya Ndeti ikiwezekana angalie maslahi hawa watu ambao wana majonzi mengi hapa mjini, hapa sokoni.
Tutafanya kazi pamoja mpaka hii biashara na wafanyabiashara wetu warudi mahali walikuwa. Tutawasaidia kujenga hii market. Hiyo ndio ujumbe gavana amesema.
To the Sunday beaches of the coast, where over 300 children in Jaribuni Ward, Kilifi County, are set to benefit from the construction of modern school facilities aimed at strengthening educational infrastructure in the region. Speaking in Jaribuni Ward during the groundbreaking ceremony of the project, Barbara Faha, the founder of Pro Ganze organization, noted that the project will relieve children from the burden of traveling long distances to reach the nearest school. He called on the government and various stakeholders to initiate similar projects to enhance the status of education in areas that lag.
Huu mradi ambao umeletwa hapa Wamboi, ambao ni mradi wa madarasa, jikoni, pahali pa kukulia na vyoo. Shukrani yetu kubwa ni kuwa watoto hawatakuwa wanatembea distance ndefu kwenda kutafuta shule mbali. Shule imeletwa hapa nyumbani.
The children were sitting on iron sheet. They had no furniture. Even the whole building was collapsing. So I said we have to do something, but I didn't have the money. It is so expensive, you know, to build a good ECD. And so I looked for sponsors and I got lucky.
Mimi ninafurahikia sana hii project, na kama county government ninasema tutaendelea kusapotiana ama tutaendelea kufanya kazi pamoja na wafadhili wote.
The Njue National Polytechnic has fully implemented the modular-sized competency-based education and training (CBET) curriculum across its training programs. According to the institution's chief principal, Rachel Kimani, the curriculum is focused on practical skills designed to make learners capable of creating job opportunities for themselves. She further noted that the institution is utilizing modern and industry-standard equipment and has adopted a learner-centered registration model.
We're also training with the industry in what we call dual TVET and industrial training. So like this group here is already training with the tea factories around here, including Gaduthi Tea Factory and Getuge Tea Factory. So we will ensure that that collaboration with industry is sustained.
After pursuing this course, I'm planning to become a farmer, to practice agriculture and also to teach other farmers how to do agriculture the right way and how they should maximize their profit in their farms.
In other news, the Communications Authority of Kenya, CA, has assured Kenyans that it has no plans to clamp down on media freedom ahead of the 2027 general election. Communications Authority Director Ngari Makindo says the regulator is working closely with the media houses to ensure election coverage remains professional, responsible, and in line with the Constitution. Makindo, who spoke in Mbere North during the donation of computers to Kanyuambora Senior Secondary School and Kangare Senior School, emphasized that the authority's mandate is limited to regulation in defense of public interests.
I want to urge our content creators in the county of Embu to make sure you create content without being abusive, without using vulgar language, content that can be consumed by parents and children and even everybody at the same time. It is alarming that we have our content creators only measuring on insults and derogatory language. So that it is our business as a community. And we encourage everybody to create content, and the space is open, but let us be as civil as we can.
Now, the State Department for Correctional Services is embracing green energy to modernize prisons and improve access to justice. A new solar-powered hybrid system was today commissioned at the Nairobi Remand and Allocation Maximum Security Prison, cutting electricity costs and keeping virtual courts running without interruption. Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi, while lauding the move, has urged the remaining correctional facilities to adopt green solutions.
The commissioned system includes a 28.08 kilowatt peak solar plant, 40.96 kilowatt-hour battery storage, 48 solar panels, 3 inverter chargers and 8 batteries, providing 24 hours of backup to key operations of the correctional facility.
It represents our robust commitment to ensuring that justice never stops, that public institutions remain resilient, and that correctional facilities become centers of innovation, rehabilitation, and excellence.
If the ministry has any solarization projects and also LPG projects, if prisons can also be onboarded on the same, so that the efforts that our partners are putting in to support our initiatives and programs in prisons can also be seen that the government also promotes the same through provision of a budget to do the same.
Electricity costs have since operationalization gone down, with the prison saving up to 70,000 shillings in monthly electricity bills.
This investment strengthens security, protects essential prison operations, boosts staff productivity, and enhances inmate welfare. More importantly, it guarantees continuity in the administration of justice.
Correctional Services Principal Secretary Dr. Salome Bieko lauded the initiative as a significant milestone in the broader goal of reducing reliance on wood fuel by the State Department.
Strategic investments in correctional infrastructure strengthen service delivery, enhance institutional resilience, and reinforce public confidence in the administration of justice. By guaranteeing reliable power for critical operations, this project supports efficient prison management while ensuring continuity in virtual court proceedings and other essential services.
The solar system has been installed through the Program for Legal Empowerment and Aid Delivery in Kenya, funded by the European Union and implemented by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in partnership with the government.
We're looking at the government to pick it up and make it sustainable so the solarization will never cease, but will expand over time and bringing benefits to the entire prison population in Kenya.
Continued investment in ICT, connectivity, and expanded infrastructure will be important. Reliable power in a correctional facility is more than electricity. It represents safety, dignity, and assurance that justice can be delivered without unnecessary delay.
With virtual proceedings now more reliable and CCTV surveillance uninterrupted, officials say the solar rollout will reduce operational cost and support Kenya's renewable energy commitments. The State Department says it will work with partners to scale up implementation of similar projects in other correctional facilities. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
To matters education now, as stakeholders have called on the Ministry of Education to strengthen support for Scout training in schools by providing the necessary resources and funding. This, they argue, will ease the financial burden currently borne by teachers and students participating in Scout activities. In the meantime, hundreds of Scouts across Kenya's coast region have gathered in Tana River County for a regional camp aimed at nurturing the next generation of leaders. The camp focuses on building relationships, discipline, and life skills among young people. The camp also seeks to promote patriotism, environmental conservation, and national cohesion.
Our role is to educate these youth in intellectual and developing them to become responsible leaders in our community.
Scouts fully embraces the CBE curriculum, whereby the learners are doing things practically.
Kwa hivyo na encourage kwamba wanafunzi wa join scouting kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi sana ya kujifunza na ni mambo ambayo yatawasaidia maisha mwao.
Wizara ya Elimu iweze kuangazia swala hili, waweze kusimamia walimu pamoja na wanafunzi ili kuhakikisha kwamba shughuli kama hizi zinaweza kutendeka vizuri bila shida yoyote.
Very well, at about 26 minutes past the top of the hour, time for me and Anne Wangeshi to take a quick break. But when we come back, we still have more news, including in business and also the latest from the World Cup in Canada, Mexico, and also United States.
The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers. Moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Usiaibike. Anyway, ukitaka kutazama mchezo yote iko KBC.
Tarehe 7 Julai kila mwaka ni siku imetengwa kuadhimisha sikukuu ya Kiswahili duniani. Wanaozungumza na kuienzi lugha ya Kiswahili hukongamana na kusherehekea utamaduni, utajiri na urithi wa lugha tuipendayo. Kauli mbiu ya mwaka huu ni Kiswahili kwa amani, mshikamano na diplomasia ya uchumi wa kimataifa. KBC imekuwa mstari wa mbele kuchangia ukuaji wa lugha ya Kiswahili kupitia vipindi vyetu vya redio na televisheni. KBC ikishirikiana na Maktaba Mart Educational Publishers na Kenya High itakuletea maadhimisho haya mbashara kutoka Kenya High School Nairobi Jumanne hii kuanzia saa 5 mchana.
Kipute cha kombe la dunia makala 2026 ni kipute ambacho kina ushindani mkubwa hususan katika zile timu za kanda ya Afrika na mabara mengine. Lakini mimi kwa mtazamo wangu nafikiri nashabikia timu ya Ufaransa dhidi ya Argentina, lakini sana haswa ni Ufaransa, manake wameweza kuchachawiza katika michuano yao katika makundi vile 32 bora na 16 bora na nimeona wakifuzu. Sasa sina shaka kwamba timu ya Faransa itakuwa inachua ama inafuzu katika viwango vya kombe la bara ya Afrika, kombe la dunia.
Inaona Spain itafika finali, alafu huku Afrika naona tuko na Morocco. Na Morocco tuisukume kabisa hadi tufike finali, hapo kutane na Spain.
Welcome back, and we do value your company. Moving on, Nairobi woman representative Esther Passaris has called for comprehensive sexuality education in schools, saying it is critical in tackling rising cases of teenage pregnancies. Passaris attributed the teenage pregnancies to limited knowledge about sexual and reproductive health, and she says comprehensive sexuality education should equip learners with age-appropriate information to help prevent unintended pregnancies and reduce school dropout rates.
Some of our girls are getting pregnant very early because they don't know that when they have that touch relationship with their partners in school or their fellow students, that it will lead to pregnancies. So we need that. And then the second thing is we have a lot of teenagers getting pregnant very early, whether defiled or promiscuous. At the end of the day, when they do get pregnant, we need to make sure that that child becomes the only child that they have while they're pursuing their education.
To matters road safety now, where the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA, has raised concern over truck drivers illegally lifting their axles after passing the Mariakani Way Bridge, saying the practice is accelerating damage to the country's road network despite high compliance with axle load regulations. Authorities say some truck drivers are engaging in a cat-and-mouse game by raising liftable axles immediately after leaving the Mariakani Way Bridge to reduce fuel consumption and tire wear.
Our target is to ensure that we upgrade that compliance through sensitization and also training the transporters on their self. The challenges now we are actually facing is people now not complying after the way bridge, especially to do with the issues of liftable axles. You get most of them actually comply between Mombasa and Mariakani. But after Mariakani, then they also raise those axles. Unfortunately, when the transporters raise the axles, they tend to think that they're actually saving on fuel, or somehow it is easier to drive with one axle. But at the end of the day, that extra axle that is lifted transfers the extra weight to the next axle, causing damage to our road.
Tuk-tuk operators across the country have affirmed their position as one of Kenya's fastest growing transport industries and a critical pillar of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Though the tuk-tuk operations network, TTON, they said that the sector contributes substantially to national and county revenues as investors, employers and taxpayers.
Economically, a minimum of 150,000 tuk-tuks, each generating 1,000 shillings daily for 30 working days, transacts approximately Kenya shillings 4.5 billion a month. This translates to an annual economic impact of Kenya shillings 54 billion. We are therefore saying today, as the Kenyan tuk-tuk community, that we are taxpayers, we are investors, we are employers, we are job creators, and we are national builders.
Time to make sense of business. Small and medium-sized enterprises have been challenged to practice financial discipline and diversify their investments by balancing passive and active income opportunities. Speaking in Ruiru during a financial wellness and business growth breakfast forum, Dimke Sacco Chief Executive Officer Benson Macharia urged young people to embrace a savings culture and called for collective efforts to mentor youth in financial literacy to combat drug and alcohol abuse.
The government has come in handy to ensure that they are able to improve on the governance and even raise the standards for the leadership in the circles as we secure the member funds and ensure whatever the small mwananchi is saving is able to be managed wisely.
Transforming the minds of people to know that this is their life and they should not destroy it. Transforming the minds of people to know that this is their life and they should not destroy it by alcohol, by drugs na mambo mengine.
Tushangilie kwa makofi. Thank you so much.
Tatu City has partnered with Saudi Arabia's Mabani Al Jazeera Holding Group to accelerate the development of Jabali Towers while creating jobs, attracting additional investment and supporting Kenya's vision of becoming a regional hub for business, innovation and sustainable urban development. Investment, Trade and Industry Cabinet Secretary Honorable Njue said the investment demonstrates growing international confidence in Kenya's economy and sends a strong signal that the country remains a preferred destination for investors seeking opportunities across the African continent.
We are here to witness this strategic alliance between Mabani Al Jazeera Holding Group and Rendezvous. Now, Mabani being a company from Saudi Arabia, having come and found a partnership with a company here in Kenya to offer housing solutions, investment solutions. And I think this is not just a signal to the company itself, but also for other Saudi companies that are looking for places where they can be able to invest their capital.
We will catalyse more Saudi investment, but we'll catalyse other investment on the back of Jabali. Jabali is a bit of a statement building. It's got a big role to play.
One of the fast-growing market here. I think there is many opportunities, and at the same time, as the minister mentioned before, it's a safe place here for investment, transfer money in and out, and also if you're going to have a good environment and good ecosystem like what we have here with Rendova.
Moving on, Kenya is positioning meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions as a key driver of tourism numbers as the country targets 5 million international arrivals annually by the year 2030. The Kenya Tourism Board Chief Executive Officer Njue Chepkemei says the country is exploring other new products like the fast-growing desert tourism in the Chalbi Desert and the Mambrui Dunes in Kilifi County.
Arrivals, with the tourism sector generating close to 500 billion shillings, according to the Ministry of Tourism Statistics.
The total number of tourists that we have in Kenya today is approximately 8 million. Out of that 8 million, we have 5.2 coming from the domestic, and we have 2.7 from international.
The figure is way below the targeted 5 million arrivals by the year 2030. To strengthen meetings and incentives, the government is constructing an ultra-modern conference center at the Bomas of Kenya with a capacity to hold 10,000 delegates.
Government is leading in putting up the infrastructure to grow MICE through Bomas International Convention Center.
The Kenya Tourism Board Chief Executive Officer Njue Chepkemei says desert safaris are becoming popular in the country, with North Coast increasingly attracting visitors through emerging attractions such as the Mambrui Sand Dunes and the Chalbi Desert Safaris.
We are able to now have a more targeted approach to promoting Kenya as magical Kenya, unlike previous years when we will focus on a mass approach towards marketing. So for us, it's targeted, not just from the geographical location, but even the experiences and the different desires and different patterns and trends of travelers across the demographics.
The renewed strategy comes as Kenya seeks to accelerate tourism recovery, increase foreign exchange earnings, create more jobs, and position the country as Africa's premier destination for sustainable and experiential travel.
We are going to work closely with the office of the PS, the Cabinet Secretary, the private sector, and all the stakeholders to ensure that bidding is our daily focus. We want to continuously bid and get more numbers, more tourists, more conventions, and we'll also work on incentives that will then support the growth of MICE, because that seems to be the trajectory that will help us get the numbers.
From desert tourism to farming, where residents of Entasekera in Narok County are gradually refining their way of life from pastoralism to crop farming. Local leaders say that the shift is part of a broader effort to promote the community forest while improving livelihoods. Residents say the shift has given them more control over their livelihoods, with farming providing both food and income.
Zamani sisi wa Masai tulikuwa wafugaji wa ng'ombe kabisa, lakini maisha ikaje kabadilika. Siku hizi tunapanda pia, tunafanya ukulima kwa wingi. Mimi sasa nina watoto 3 wako university, so ninahitaji pesa mingi ya kulipa fees, na hii ukulima imenisaidia sana.
Rotuba hapa ni mzuri sana, haihitaji mbolea hata kidogo, na pia imesaidia kwa chakula na pia kwa fedha kwa wananchi wa sehemu hii. Subdivision imefanyika, kila mtu ako na amepewa shamba, mama, mzee na watoto.
County government also played a very important role through their departments of environment, and they've been working closely with the county conservation office.
And now to your favorite weekly safari program, Magical Scenes. And today we are looking at the Crying Stone. Let's take a look.
Situated near Ilesi along the Kakamega-Kisumu Road, 10 kilometers from Kakamega town, a magical spectacle stands tall, captivating the hearts and minds of all who encounter it. The Crying Stone, a natural wonder of reflective beauty and a legend, continues to draw visitors from near and far, each eager to witness its mystery.
Kwa hii mazingira ya Crying Stone tuko na mawe kadha. Sasa hapo hivyo penye naonyeshana tuko na mawe inaitwa feri. Na hiyo mawe yenye inaitwa feri, umejua kubwa iko chini. Ingine yenye nataka kukaa kama hiyo kubwa iko juu. Alafu kidogo iko hapo. Na nimeulizwa na wageni wengi kwa nini mzinga wa nyuki kwa hapo juu. Nilisema ya kwamba mwanzoni tulipoanza maneno ya Crying Stone Orihongo Murwe, county government ndio ilikuwa inaendelesha. Lakini ilifika wakati wenye shamba wakasema shamba ni yao. Sasa saa hii ndio wenye wanaendelesha biashara zao hapa ndani. Hata hizi nepia, hizi zenye mnaona, tuko hapo na mboga, managu.
This geological phenomenon is more than just a striking formation. The Crying Stone, which used to have water trickling down its rugged surface, created the illusion of tears. This water flow, however, stopped flowing.
Crying Stone, we have history underneath. He was a king for Isuha people. It's a geographical place. If we go down there, we have a small cave. It's also a beautiful scenery. That place is a place where people will come to worship. Between the crying stone and the cave, we have a beautiful site called at the balcony site. You know, when you are at the balcony site, you can manage to see something that it's at the farthest point from you. We come here, we can manage to see our beautiful stone called Iferi or sheep. That stone is actually in a form of a sheep. If you move near it, actually you'll confirm it's a form of sheep. But where we are standing here, at my back here, where I'm pointing, this stone, you can just see it. It's a form of a house.
According to locals here, the stone's water was, however, a reflection of the world's emotions, a silent witness to the joys and sorrows of life. Some believed cries were for the laughter of children playing in the fields. Nevertheless, the beauty of the crying stone lies not only in its physical majesty, but also in the spiritual resonance it evokes. It stands as a testament to the artistry of nature, sculpted over millennia by the gentle hands of wind and rain. Here, the ambience is serene, with the surrounding forests providing a lush green backdrop that enhances the stone's beauty. Mchuma Odim, Magical Scenes in the county of Kakamega.
Here at Mount Kenya Wildlife Conservancy, we haven't had any issues of poaching because most of the time we engage the community in activities. So mostly the community will not come like hunting.
The Mount Kenya Wildlife Conservancy in April 2026 welcomed 4 male mountain bongos from the Czech Republic as part of a major international conservation effort to boost the population of the critically endangered antelopes. Currently, there are about 180 mountain bongos in Kenya. The new arrivals not only bolster the conservation efforts, but also offer visitors an unparalleled opportunity to witness these rare and graceful animals in their natural habitat. Observing the mountain bongos having their morning meal on the foot of Mount Kenya is a magical experience. The animals are elusive, and if you don't keep time as guided by your tour guide, you might miss out on this one-in-a-lifetime experience.
In 2004, that's when we began our program. We imported 18 bongos from America. Those 18 joined already 18 bongos which were already on the property. And since then, we've been breeding and rewilding the mountain bongo. We have had 4 generations of bongos born here, of which the 4th generation has already transitioned to the sanctuary, which we established in the Mount Kenya Forest Reserve in 2022. So recently, we hit a very critical milestone. Our population rose from the low numbers of 49, which we had in about 2020, and now we are over 101 bongos at the property, and that makes us actually the only institution holding such a largest number of bongos in the world.
The mountain bongos, native to the high-altitude forests in areas like the Aberdares and Mount Kenya, are a symbol of resilience and adaptation. While here, you can engage in guided tours through lush forests and rolling hills, home to not only mountain bongos but also other wildlife. The sight of a mountain bongo gracefully moving in its natural environment is a moment of pure magic, one that is memorable.
It's a very beautiful antelope, the biggest antelope in the whole that lives in the forest in the world. It is chocolate brown with vertical white stripes, and they are very good at concealing. They live in high altitude forests of up to 2,200 meters above sea level. They produce 1 young at every time they deliver, and their pregnancy lasts about 270 days, which means they take about 9 months to give us a baby. When the baby is born, they hide their baby from 2 to 7 days in the bushes, where they continually go to visit, to suckle their baby and come back. Both male and female have horns, and these horns are spiral. They make one turn. And this is very unique of this very antelope. They are bigger in size. Males can weigh up to 450 kilograms, while females will weigh up to 250 kilograms. And that was one of the reasons why poachers were always coveting to hunt the bongo, because any successful hunt will result into high bulk of meat.
Beyond its role in preserving biodiversity, this conservancy inspires the importance of protecting our natural heritage for future generations. As the sun sets over the majestic peaks of Mount Kenya, casting a golden glow over the landscape, the mountain bongos stand as a symbol of nature's resilience and beauty. Mchuma Odim, Magical Sense in Nanyuki.
Moving on, financial experts have urged young people to join savings and credit cooperatives, organizations, SACCOs, and youth groups to access capital to start and expand small businesses as a way of addressing the country's rising unemployment. Speaking in Kakamega town, experts have expressed concerns over the rising unemployment rate across the country, calling for more financial literacy programs to educate young people on the benefits of joining SACCOs. They also called on the government to invest more in SACCOs to strengthen their capacity to support youth-led enterprises and expand economic opportunities for young people.
Cooperatives, give them grants, give them support, give them loans, our economy will grow. Cooperatives is under the Agricultural Ministry, and agriculture, supports this country by a higher margin.
Youths waje pia waelewe ya kwamba the cooperative model can be a good source of employment. They can engage themselves through cooperatives. Na tumekuwa tukiongea na wanachama wala ambao ni kwa vyama ya kwamba tutaanza mikutano going forward mikutano ya kwamba tutakutana na jamii.
China's international air freight network has continued to expand with 92 new international air cargo routes opened in the first half of this year. During the first year of the year, with the total of 92 new routes, more than 217 round-trip flights were added every week. Details of this and other stories next in our International Business Roundup.
The route structure is still primarily focused on Asia and Europe. Of the new routes, 1 serves Africa, 41 serve Asia, 38 serve Europe, 11 serve North America, and 1 serves South America. In terms of cargo structure, the shipments consist mainly of cross-border e-commerce goods, high-end manufacturing products, high-value-added goods, electronic products, and auto parts. The construction of China's international air freight network has continuously paced up this year. Route planning has deepened its focus on core Eurasian corridors, while steadily expanding transoceanic and long-distance routes, continuously extending the global logistic coverage map. Finally, maritime trade between Iran and Qatar has resumed after nearly 5 months hiatus. The resumption was achieved by the coordination of the Iranian embassy and relevant Qatar departments. The United States and Israel launched joint attacks on Tehran and other Iranian cities on February 28th, and Iran retaliated with strikes on Israel and other regional countries hosting U.S. assets, including Qatar. Tehran and Washington signed an interim deal last month, marking the end of hostilities after a 4-month conflict, following which they have started negotiation on a final agreement mediated by countries including Qatar.
Time for the sports. The national under-17 women's team junior starlets are back in the country after a commanding 2-0 victory over South Africa's Botswana in the first leg of the final round of qualifiers for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Upon the team's arrival at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, FKF General Secretary and CEO Dennis Gicheru said the result was a testament to proper planning and preparation. He lauded the team's exciting brand of football, noting that the girls have given Kenyans a side worth rallying behind and called on fans to turn out in large numbers for Sunday's return leg at Njue National Stadium as the junior starlets bid to secure another World Cup ticket to Morocco. FKF head of national teams Atanas Obala commended the technical bench for assembling a competitive squad and expressed confidence that the junior starlets will finish the job and book their place at the FIFA Under-17 Women World Cup in Morocco. Driver Neil Gohil alongside navigator Wayne Fernandez emerged victorious in the four-wheel drive turbo restricted category during the third round of the Shell Auto X Rally Championship held in Stony Athi in Machakos County. The championship, organized by the 254 Motorsports Club and sanctioned by the Motorsports Kenya Federation, saw competitors battle through 4 hits after a practice run and with the best 3 results determining the winners in each class. Neil Gohil also claimed victory in the four-wheel drive non-turbo category, while Altaf Ganatra won the two-wheel drive non-turbo senior car class, and Inia Bengi triumphed in the cadet junior two-wheel drive non-turbo buggy category. The event also paid tribute to the late rally champion Jose Sardinia. Atletico Seals Football Club and Joska Starlets are the champions of this year's Captain Irene Ndanu Soccer Tournament held at the KMC grounds in Mavoko, Machakos County. Atletico Seals were crowned the men's champion after defeating KMC Youth 2-0 in an entertaining final, while Joska Starlets edged out Mars Queens 1-0 to lift the women's title. The 2 winning teams each walked away with a cash prize of 50,000 shillings, marking a successful end to the tournament that attracted teams from across the county. The tournament is aimed at promoting sports talent, encouraging youth participation in football, and nurturing future stars while fostering unity within the community.
So far, we also have a scouting team that's going around selecting talent. So I know we can start, we can get talent from Kabaland.
Talent iko juu sana. Challenge ni grassroots, hakuna support. Na partnership kama hii ya captain ndio inatusaidia sisi kufika hapa grassroots.
Further afield, Erling Braut Haaland scored second half double, helped Norway defeat 5-time winners Brazil 2-1 and book their place in the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup for the first time. Brazil were left to rule. Bruno Guimarães missed penalty in the first half as Haaland, who had a quiet game until that moment, stole ahead of centre-back Gabriel to meet a cross from Andreas Schleurup and put Norway ahead in the 79th minute. The Manchester City striker then sealed Norway's progress with a superb low drive from outside the box in the 90th minute. Brazil were awarded a second penalty in the dying seconds of the game after referee Ismail Efard deemed Leo Ostigard to have elbowed Casemiro and Neymar converted. But it proved a mere consolation for Brazil, who exit the tournament before the quarterfinals for the first time since 1990. Norway's win sets them up against England in the quarterfinal after the 3